Huh? Yeah. I feel like y'all hear me in the background. I'm coming. What's going on, everybody? It's your man, Cowboy Cam, live with you here on the Flex Network and the Cowboy Cam Facebook page. Make sure you hit that like button. Stop what you're doing. Stop everything. Stop the presses. Before I give you this knowledge, this information, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share this video with all your friends, your family, all the Cowboy nations, even if you're not a Cowboy fan, because I cover non-Cowboy news sometimes, or sometimes the news kind of affects the Dallas Cowboys. It is going to lead, this topic leads right into this. Colts are dumb. To an extent. Now, I just want to make sure to everyone in Texas or around the surrounding states, I hope everyone's okay. We kind of just got power back here at our place. We just got water back. And so I'm praying that if you're without power, without water, that you get these things back fast. Pray that you're okay. I pray that your family's safe. I believe all of my family's been safe so far, so that's great. A lot of my friends are safe. Dominique Goldsby, I know you just text me. We're good. We got home yesterday, guys, and I just been working a lot, been out on the road a lot, and so I haven't had time to do a video or cover any topics. So I'm gonna try not to rattle off a whole bunch of information at you guys right in the moment. But the Colts are dumb, okay? To an extent, the Colts are dumb. To an extent. The Colts kind of got away with a steal, though. You know what I'm saying? The Colts kind of got away with a steal. The Eagles decided to trade Carson Wentz to the Indianapolis Colts for a 2021 third-round pick and a 2022 second-round pick that can become a first-round pick, basically, if Carson Wentz plays. Basically, I think if he plays like 75%, then they get a first-round draft pick next year for Carson Wentz. Which also wanted to delete this whole hype and narrative around Carson Wentz. The Eagles were trying to put out this false information that, Carson Wentz has a lot of suitors. Carson Wentz trade value is high. No, it wasn't. No. And these comments you guys are about to see, these guys will let you know. Toby and Dominique will let you know that I've been on Carson Wentz ever since the day he hit the NFL. Ever since he was drafted, I've been on Carson Wentz. Because I did the draft talk. Like 2016 was like the start of me doing draft talk, basically. And I said that Dak Prescott was better than Carson Wentz, and that the Senior Bowl showed that Dak was better than Carson Wentz. And if you hear my son in the background, I'm sorry. Look, he just got to be home now, so he's around all his toys, so he's going crazy. But yeah, I covered it from the get-go. I said Dak was going to be better than Carson Wentz, said Dak was better than Carson Wentz. And anytime I hear reports from your teammates that you're a bad leader, you know, that you don't put in the work, that you don't put in the effort, dog, I can't trust you as a quarterback. Your teammates are saying this about you. Your teammates built a shrine for another guy in the locker room. Your backup quarterback won the Super Bowl, buddy. Your backup quarterback then turned around after you got the starting job back, and you didn't have the team in playoff contention. Your backup quarterback won 3 straight games against playoff teams that took your team back to the playoffs. Should have beaten, who'd they play? The Bears. No, they beat the Bears. They turned around, beat the Chicago Bears. Double doink happened. They beat the Chicago Bears and were this close to beating the Saints in New Orleans. Like, Carson, this is on you, buddy. This is on you. This is all the whole makings of Carson Wentz. And then, after they failed to make the playoffs this season, after Carson Wentz got benched for Jalen Hurts, because Carson Wentz is just so bad. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I don't want to hear about the Eagles having injuries and things like that, because there's a certain way your quarterback's supposed to play even with injuries. Like, Carson Wentz was still not good. Like, he was the worst person on the field for the Eagles. He was the worst. And led the NFL in turnovers. So, like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. I'm not gonna lie to. I'm not gonna. My son back here saying, "Preach, Daddy, preach." I'm not gonna lie to kick it with you. Carson Wentz sucked. He was terrible. And so, basically, the culture. If I'm the general manager, I'm not making this trade. If I know for a fact you're a bad leader, you're a bad leader. You're a terrible leader. The locker room don't like you. Right off the bat, I'm not trading for you. Right off the bat, I'm not trading for you. That's not a trade out. That's not a guy you trade for. Because is he gonna do the same things in your locker room? Is he gonna be a changed guy? Is he gonna be like, you don't know what you're gonna get. So I'm not making this trade for Carson Wentz. But basically, Frank Reich, which I did say Frank Reich leaving was gonna be a major part in what Philadelphia, succeeding. Frank Reich leaving was the worst thing that could happen to them because Frank Reich's a really good coach. But basically, you're hoping that you can do the same thing you did in Philly, but also have to give Doug Peterson his roses. You did it with Doug Peterson. So there's no guarantee that Frank Reich can do this alone. That Frank Reich can automatically somehow flip some switch in Carson Wentz and turn everything around. Now, the line has been set. The Colts were a playoff team last year. They should have beaten Buffalo. Josh Allen almost gave them that game. And so, are you Carson, once again, you have to go succeed. There are no excuses. No excuses, Carson. Like, there's a whole, like, fans give Carson Wentz all these outs and excuses that we don't give other quarterbacks. And it really bothers me. It really bugs me a lot because the Eagles gave Carson everything he wanted, and then he still wanted out. He wanted Doug Peterson gone. They fired Doug Peterson, then Carson goes, I still want out. You end up hiring a first-year offensive coordinator from the Colts to Philly just so you can lose Carson Wentz as well. Like, Philly, I appreciate you putting yourself in this hole that you dug yourself into. I appreciate it. Trust me. As a Cowboy fan, I'm not complaining. But as a football mind, like as a guy who understands football, this is terrible. Philly, you've done nothing but cripple yourself. Because one thing I am is a Jalen Hurts fan, and I've been saying all season that Jalen Hurts should start just because Carson was so bad, like he couldn't get any worse. Philly, you've dug yourself into a hole that I don't think you can dig yourself out of. You're already over the cap space. Like, you're already over the cap limit. So, Philly, appreciate you digging yourself in this hole. Let me get to some of these comments real quick. Then we'll get into some Cowboy news. Is this really the best the Eagles can do? Yes, that is the best you're going to get from Carson Wentz. Because all these reports saying Carson was going to be worth multiple number ones or he was going to – No, it's not. No. Because NFL GMs know exactly what I'm saying. They're on my side with this. Carson Wentz is a bad leader. He was a bad football player. And there's no guarantee you can fix that. So, yeah, that's the best the Eagles can do. Fourth with a conditional for a third and a fifth. 70% in playoffs also. Okay, appreciate that, Toby. Because literally, I was asleep. My notifications got the going off. Mortal Kombat dropped their trailer. If you have not seen that Mortal Kombat trailer and you are a Mortal Kombat fan, my Lord, all right? I just got to say that. My Lord, they are dropping some heat, baby. Some heat. Should have been fourth, conditional, third, and fifth round. That's what I would have done. That's what I would have done. Thank you, Toby. Appreciate this, bro. Appreciate you tuning in. Much love. Hope you guys are safe. Toby Maddox is a great guy. That's my guy right there. And let me know when you're in town so we can drink some Crown. Yeah, you like how that around right there. Let me know when you're in town so we can drink some Crown. All right. What's going on with you, Chris? What's going on? It's my buddy right here. I think Wentz can turn his career around once his blown up head deflates. And you know what, Chris? Let me apologize. You know what? That is, and I love when the fans of the show drop some knowledge, drop some heat. That is some heat, Chris. Let me put that back up there so anybody who's tuning in can read that. I think Wentz can turn his career around once his blown up head deflates, and that is that I can see that because I think he has this complex. This you can tell he has this complex about him where he's so used to being praised, and then once he started sucking in Philly, I don't care what you say. The city of Philadelphia ain't for the weak. The city of Philadelphia ain't for the weak. And I think that the fans and the media and everybody just piling on him got to him. But also, man, I just got upset because when Dak Prescott was talking about his mental health and Skip Bayless was like, no, I don't want my quarterback, showing that side, that weak side, that he gets depressed, yada yada yada. No, what Carson Wentz has done is shown us even worse. Like we all get depressed, like we all get down. Like Dak Prescott, trust me, Dak, you do you, dog. Dak's gone through more than I wish any pain on. But what Carson Wentz has done is basically complain about a hole that he dug himself into. Like Carson Wentz made the bed and laid in it, and then he got mad that the bed ain't comfortable. You made the bed. This is your doing. All right, this is your doing. But shout out to the Eagles, baby. Appreciate you guys. Looks like it's gonna be the Cowboys and Washington and maybe the Giants, competing for the NFC East. Maybe. We'll see. But, hey, Chris, that's a good point. We'll see. We'll see if they can fix Carson Wentz. So I wanted to get to some Dallas Cowboys news because, once again, I haven't been able to go live, guys. I haven't been able to talk, man. It feels good to just talk to y'all. I've been talking to a lot of these fans in these comment sections. I really got to stop doing that because fans – I realize not everyone has the same mindset necessarily as even most of us. Like a lot of fans are lost, guys. A lot of fans are lost. And I feel like it is my job to give them this information. And, we did the whole, what can we trade Dak Prescott for? You can't trade Dak because Dak's not going to choose to be traded. We've done that topic. We did the whole, Russell, there was a report, Russell Wilson's eyeing Dallas. Seattle's not going to let him leave. They're going to eat $39 million in dead cap money. Like, there's no way Russell Wilson can even remotely leave Seattle. Like, there's no amount of trade capital that you can give up to even trade for a Russell Wilson. So we had to defeat that narrative, all right? And so there are a lot of defensive players. Free agency is about to start, all right? Free agency is about to start. Things are about to get crazy around here. And one player, there's several players that are possibly hitting the market. Since then, J.J. Watt has hit the market. DeMarcus Lawrence, was tweeting at J.J. saying, hey, come, let's talk. Let's come to Dallas. I don't think the Dallas Cowboys have J.J. Watt on their mind. I wouldn't mind him being here. Trust me, I wouldn't mind. But he's not necessarily the player that you need free agency wise. And so Von Miller, there's talks that Von Miller could be cut. I think the Broncos save $18 million if they cut Von Miller. And I'm like, all right, I'd kick the tires. And guys, I gotta realize a lot of our favorite players are getting old, man. A lot of our favorite players are getting old, dog. Von Miller's one of my favorites, man. And it seems like it was just a short time ago he was sacking Cam Newton in the Super Bowl, being an amazing player out there. I think Super Bowl MVP, I think. And now Von Miller's gone through several injuries, and there's a chance that the Broncos cut him. So do I go kick those tires if I'm the Cowboys? Probably so. Probably go kick those tires. Hey Von, what you got left in the tank? Hey Von, what you looking like physically? Let's see. Patrick Peterson. He's been I think he's already been released by the Cardinals. Do you go kick those tires on an old corner? I think it's time for him to move to safety. If I can get Patrick Peterson to safety, by all means, I love it. I love it. Same for Richard Sherman. If I get Richard Sherman to safety, boom, we're talking. We living. Like, I can live with that. And then just coming up, K'Wan Short, long time Carolina Panther defensive tackle, two-time Pro Bowler, really great run stopper, big boy in the middle. Now, if I am the Cowboys, I go kick the tires on that. I'm calling K'Wan Short. Can you get K'Wan Short here on a deal? Maybe a prove it deal, or maybe he's looking to possibly make a title run. Let me throw that in quotations. Make a title run, because I don't believe the Cowboys are just necessarily ready to go make a title run. Maybe if you're gonna tell me that Dak Prescott in my offense is the best thing I got, then yeah. But is K'Wan Short ready to do a title run? Then you go kick the tires on him. Like, there are several free agents that the Dallas Cowboys could bring in and somewhat significantly improve your team. But yeah, those are my key guys right there. Patrick Peterson, if I can get him to safety. Richard Sherman, if I can get him to safety. There's a Malik Hooker out there. He's a free safety. He's been injured quite a bit. Maybe you can get him for the cheap. No, not maybe. You can get Malik Hooker for the cheap. Just due to the injuries he's had, you can get Malik Hooker for the cheap. Go watch his film. Colts safety. He's a true free safety, Malik Hooker. I like him. He can ball. There's a kid, Marcus May. I like Marcus May from New York Jets. Him and Adams, man. They were a great duo, and then Adams left, and May still was solid. Like, May is still a solid free safety. You can go kick tires on him. There are several players here in free agency that the Cowboys can go after. Oh, excuse me. The Cowboys can go after to improve their defense, the defensive side of the ball. You don't have to make sure you don't have. And this kind of goes with a lot of fans I've talked with. They're like, oh, well, we don't need to go. We don't need to go offense. We need to go straight defense in the draft. Well, if you can hit in free agency before the draft, if you can hit in free agency, it kind of helps you just make the decision of best player available first round. Because I have a lot of offensive players that are graded better than the defensive players in this draft. Think about it. You got quarterbacks set to come off the board first 3 picks. You got two offensive tackles that are graded top 10. Receivers such as Devontae Smith graded top 10. So, and then there's a kid. Oh God, oh man, Kyle Pitts. If you ain't watched Kyle Pitts, tight end from Florida. If you ain't watched the film, go watch the film. Kyle Pitts, tight end from Florida. He's the new age tight end. He's basically a receiver that's really tall. He can block sometimes. It's iffy, but the guy can play. Guy can ball. There's been several instances where he's played against some of these top corners in this draft and put them on poster boards. All right. So definitely, if you get a chance, check out Kyle Pitts. And my number 2 corner isn't one of these guys that's listed, such as Caleb Farley, Patrick Surtain. My number 2 corner is a guy named Kelvin Joseph out of Kentucky. And I've been trying to post a film, but I got some clips and stuff, and I tried to post them, but then all of this happened, guys. So I'm gonna get you that Kelvin Joseph. Remember the name Kelvin Joseph, all right? My son here is just staring at me, and I love it. I think he likes what I do. I think he likes me shouting and stuff like this. But make sure you guys, I'm gonna try to get that film to you. Kelvin Joseph, cornerback out of Kentucky. I know what you're thinking. Kentucky, yeah, cornerback out of Kentucky. Here's the thing. Guy was a freshman starting corner at LSU. And I think he got into some trouble. I think it was like weed. I don't know. I didn't read into it. I kind of ignore those things because he played this year. He played this year. He played outstanding this year. He could really be the number one corner in the draft. Honestly, if we're being real about it. Kelvin Joseph is he's a better fundamentally sound corner than Caleb Farley, because I think people don't realize Caleb Farley was a quarterback that switched to corner. So Caleb Farley got his, he knows some things. He can visualize some things, but fundamentally wise, Kelvin Joseph's a better corner. And then Kelvin Joseph's a better athlete than Patrick Surtain. All right, Patrick Surtain is fundamentally sound, but there's, can he necessarily run with the best of them? I'm not just talking about like the super fast guys. Can Patrick Surtain run with the best of them? Like just a solid, a great number one, solid number two receiver. Can Patrick Surtain do that? So Kelvin Joseph can. Kelvin Joseph has showed me that. Now Kyle Pitts made a play on Kelvin Joseph. One play. He made a play, all right? In which that's what great players do. Great players go make plays. Then Kelvin Joseph proceeded to follow Kyle Pitts around and lock him down. All right, so remember the name Kelvin Joseph. I got him listed as my number 2 corner. My number 2 corner in this draft. And honestly, I believe my number 1 corner, Luke, stop it. And I believe my number 1 corner, honestly, is J.C. Horn. I do my due diligence. These are my opinions, guys. If you think Patrick Surtain is the best corner in the draft, I'm an Alabama fan. I understand. If you think Caleb Farley's upside, on what his ceiling is super high, and you think Caleb Farley's the number 1 corner in the draft, I understand. But I'm iffy on Caleb Farley because I would have rather had seen you play this season. Caleb Farley would have helped his draft stock if he plays this season. He didn't play. So it's hard for me to put – I want to. Like, the film don't lie. Like, film doesn't lie. The film I saw was really great. But would you have been the same corner this season? Would you have gotten better? Would you have improved? So I would like to see him here. But, yeah, those are my corners. J.C. Horn is my number 1 because a lot of people are going to say, well, he's just grabby. He's going to grab you a lot. And I'm like, if he's just grabby and everything else is fine. Everything else is great. His coverage skills are great. His ball skills are great. We can fix grabby. We can fix grabby, and he doesn't get called for pass interference a lot. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He don't get called for pass interference a lot, so he's not as grabby as people make him seem. So, yeah, J.C. Horn I have as my number 1 corner, and Kelvin Joseph as my number 2, Surtain number 3, and Farley number 4. I have Farley number 4. So, yeah, but my overall opinion is this one player. There's one player that I would take at 10. I mean, I think he's honestly one of the only players worth at taking at 10. And it's Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, linebacker / safety / edge rusher / whatever you want him to do. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah is a football player. He's a football player. And he's the new age linebacker. Those of you who are watching, I know y'all like Darius Leonard, who plays at about 215 pounds, who runs around, hits people. He's the man on that Colts defense. He is the man. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah plays around that same weight. But he hits you. He hits you. He can cover. Like, this is a guy who can line up at safety. Now, I'm not going to ask him to do that. I wouldn't ask him to do that for the Dallas Cowboys. What you can do, he would be the best cover linebacker we have. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. He would be the best cover linebacker that we have, while also being really great at the run. Like, he's a great linebacker. Sorry, excuse me. He's a great linebacker, worth taking at 10. Worth it. Now, if we could trade back, if we can get these quarterbacks rising up this draft board, trade back, and he's sitting there, I'm taking him. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, just remember that name, guys. One of the final things I wanted to hit on that I didn't get the chance to talk about Lyle Collins, our right tackle, who's a guard. He's a guard. He's a great guard. Lyle Collins, our right tackle, his agent came out and said, there's a chance. No, he goes, no, my client isn't considering retirement. And I never got to do the video about this. And basically all this is meaning to me is there's reports that your client doesn't love football. He doesn't love football as much as he should. Now, remember, guys, Lyle Collins came into the offseason last year out of shape. Came in at like overweight, out of shape, really bad, which isn't normal. It's not normal. But apparently there's rumors that the hip injury that he had was caused during the offseason. Then he got in the accident that made it worse, and then he decided to get the surgery and shut it down for the season. And y'all basically do what y'all want with that information. I don't know. I can't speak 100% for sure. But one thing I do know for 100% is Lyle Collins came into camp out of shape, was doing a lot of movements that guys his size shouldn't do. And they told him he needs to watch his weight. Lyle Collins has to watch his football weight, his playing weight, his off-season weight. And so it leads me to this. Hearing these reports that Lyle Collins could possibly retire. Now, don't mind that. Lyle Collins has been secretly on his private Instagram working out, working hard. I couldn't get the video because it's on his private Instagram. But he's been working. He's been putting in the work, so I expect him to come back. But hearing the reports of Lyle Collins, and maybe you're waiting to see if Tyron Smith is going to come back. Do you take Rashawn Slater at pick number 10? Don't trade back, don't listen to any trade talks, basically, and take the one of the top two offensive tackles there at pick 10. You have to consider those options if these rumors are true. We haven't heard from Tyron Smith. We don't know if Tyron Smith's going to be playing this year. So we're basically waiting on that. But, I just wanted to cover those things. I just remembered that I didn't get a chance to cover that due to this weather out here, guys. Let me get to Chris's last comment. I've said it once and I'll say it a million times. We need a specialized division for the Cowboys trade and signing system. We overpay for people. We sign and let go of people we shouldn't. That's what we do. A lot of Cowboy players seem to leave Dallas and go win Super Bowls. And that's what happens. And maybe it's a curse on the Dallas Cowboys. Because hell, our backup linebacker he's a starting linebacker for Kansas City, and he's a Super Bowl champion. Actually, no. Two of our backup linebackers, two of our backups were starters in Kansas City and are Super Bowl champions, So, yeah, sorry, got a notification pop up. So, yeah, that's what the Cowboys tend to do. We overpay players we shouldn't. We let go of players that we probably should hold on to if we could. That's just the Dallas Cowboys for you guys. But, yeah, that's been all my time. Once again, guys, please stay safe. If I got any friends, family watching the video, if you need anything, let me know. Let us know, guys. I got your back. It's all love here. Do not be afraid to ask people for help, guys, if you need help. It's up to all of us to help each other out. It's up to all of us to help each other out, lend a helping hand when we need to. Once again, I appreciate you guys tuning into this video. It means a lot to me. I appreciate y'all hitting that like button. Make sure you share the video. Share this among your friends, your family, all of Cowboys Nation. All of football nation, all sports talk. Let's get this chat box keep blowing up, baby. Let's take this thing to the next level, guys. That's been all my time. Cowboy Cam is out. Peace.